Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are Love Our Toy Pops 4, and we are 4 toy poodles that were orphaned when they were 2 days old. They were bottle fed and treated like babies, human babies, even though they're not human. And we decided to keep the whole litter. We love their mom very much, and we miss her very much. During the process of grieving for the mom, this channel was created. So even though it is a puppy channel, we focus a lot on mental health. And seeing that it is the holiday season, yes, we would love if you would do a super thanks, by the way. Seeing that it is the holiday season, the super thanks is to gift one of the poodles one of these toys that you see over here. By doing a super thanks on this video, there's a little $sign. You press on it and you can do a super thanks. You don't have to do it now. Let's watch the video first. Let's see if we like the topic, the conversation, and then maybe if you decide you'd like to, we'd love if you would do a super thanks to let us know that we are on the right path. Again, it is a puppy channel, but we do focus a lot of our topics are based on mental health and staying mentally safe. We welcome you to come as you are. We're going to be doing some artwork, and we're going to be talking about something really serious. We're going to be talking about how do we help ourselves when we are having a panic attack. I'm sorry, not a panic attack. It's kind of equally the same. We're going to be talking about anxiety. It's the holiday season, and a lot of us are going to be facing anxiousness, right? Because it has a lot to do with finances and money, Christmas presents, and all these kinds of things. Functions, being in places with lots of people. A lot of us who suffer from mental health face a lot of anxiousness, which can lead into an anxiety attack. An anxiety attack. Anxious is when you're feeling overwhelmed, and there's different stages of being anxious. And the worst stage is when you get all the way to the end, you cannot control, it's very overwhelming, that you end up having a anxiety attack. So today we're going to try to talk a little bit about how do we help ourselves when we're having an anxiety attack, and what exactly is an anxiety attack. You know, the term is thrown around a lot, right? People talk about anxiety and anxiety attack, but what really is an anxiety attack, and what does it look like? Does anybody know what it looks like? Does anybody know what an anxiety attack look like? If you do, we'd love for you to write it into the comment section below. Now, something that we do to help control our anxiousness is we do artwork. We'll relax, find a quiet space, and we'll do some artwork. So we have a blank piece of paper here, and then we have some colors. Right? Just this already is distracting, having the colors. So we're going to try to apply some of those colors onto the paper and then we're going to be kind of working through our feelings and talking about anxiety. We deal with a lot of anxiety, and this is also very helpful for us. It'll be a great video to go back and watch and maybe inspire ourselves. A lot of our information we got from watching a few videos, or a bunch of videos, from one of our favorite content creators, Mel Robbins. She's also a motivational speaker, and she also talks a lot about mental health and a lot around anxiety attacks, because she used to get a lot of anxiety attacks. We're going to start off by doing some flowers. We were doing some flower tutorials, so I'm just going to kind of take my pen and let it do the work while I'm talking. I don't really have a plan. I don't really know what I'm going to put onto the paper. We'll see what happens when it's done. So I'm going to just start drawing as we talk. So the first question we're going to ask is, what really is an anxiety attack? What really is an anxiety attack? You know, a lot of people talk about anxiety attacks, but what really is an anxiety attack? We know you get really overwhelmed, but what happens when you're not even thinking? What happens when you wake up? Because that's normally when it happens. It can happen at any time. It can happen first thing in the morning. It can happen before you're supposed to wake up. Normally that's when it'll happen, because your brain is going, and it's not stopping. And your subconscious takes over. And so sometimes it happens. You could be out somewhere. It happens at the most unexpected time. You'll have an anxiety attack. Now, it's important that we understand what an anxiety attack is, right? What an anxiety attack is. So an anxiety attack is when your body goes into a state of panic. It's like imagine you're in a situation, right? And you just start to stress out because it's a very stressful situation. And so you just go into a panic mode, right? But imagine your body going into panic. It's not your mind going into panic, it's your body going into panic. That's what an anxiety attack is. An anxiety attack is your body goes into a state of shock, and your mind can't understand what is happening to you. Your body goes into a state of shock, but your mind can't understand and can't explain what is happening. So there's no control. Do you understand? Your body goes into a state of shock, but your mind can't explain why it's in a state of shock. So when you can't explain why you're in a state of shock, you can't help yourself. Correct? If your mind can't tell you why you're in a state of shock, and anybody that's had an anxiety attack can attest to what I'm saying. You're freaking out and you don't even know why you're freaking out. And you freak out to the point where your body goes into a shock. Your whole body tenses up. Your entire body tenses up. Your neck starts to sweat. Your neck starts to sweat, and you feel like you're on fire when you go into an anxiety attack. Your heart starts to race 1,000,000 miles per hour. And remember, you have no control over this. You can't control it because your mind doesn't know how to tell you to slow down. A lot of us will go into panic mode and we'll start taking deep breaths. That's what a lot of us do. We go into panic mode because you don't know what's happening to you. Your heart's racing 1,000,000 miles per hour. Your mind can't explain to your body how to calm down because you don't know what's happening, why. You don't know. It feels like you're basically having a heart attack. That's what an anxiety attack feels like. It feels almost like you're having a heart attack, but you don't know what a heart attack is. And so how can you help yourself when you don't really even know what's happening to you? At that time, while you're having this panic or anxiety attack, you don't even know what's happening to you, so you don't even know how to help yourself. And then you just panic more, and you tense up. You turn into a block of cement. That's how the body turns when it's having an anxiety attack. You turn into a block of cement. You cannot breathe. Your heart's racing 1,000,000 miles per hour, and you can't control it. Again, it's like your body goes into a shock. You tense up. Almost every single muscle in your body tightens. You get the sweats, and then you get overheated. When you're having a panic attack, your body is in a state of alert. But the part that's tricky is your mind has no idea or any explanations for why this is happening. Do you guys understand that? Does it make any sense to you? Does it? I notice that when I get really into the subject, the pen doesn't go on the paper. I concentrate because I'm learning too as I go. I'm learning too as I go. And I found that I'm doing a very easy flower. I'm doing a very easy flower because I do want to take this in as well. This is all information that we got from Mel Robbins, but this is all information that we have learned over time. We've been having anxiety attacks since we were little, and at first we didn't know what that was. We didn't know what was happening, and we were never taught how to manage any of that. We were never taught how to manage any of that. We just had to know how to get it under control, and I had no idea how to get it under control because I didn't even realize what was happening to me, that I was having panic attacks. But it wasn't until I finally, because panic attacks and anxiety attacks are very different. They're in different levels. Like, you'll start off with having very basic anxiety attacks. It'll happen very gradual. At first, you may get overheated. You may not be able to stay in a room for too long. You might have social anxiety, but you're a very sociable person, you know? You go into panic for no reason, and you don't understand why, and you will fight it. You fight it. You'll fight it, because you're not supposed to be like that. But listen, that's what happens. That's when until you understand what is happening to you, you won't be able to help yourself. You have to understand what is happening to you before you can help yourself. When you understand that your body is in a state of panic, but your mind doesn't know how to explain it, when you understand that the mind plays tricks on the body, your mind plays tricks on you and it affects your body physically. You'll find that you'll have an anxiety attack or a panic attack after you've been having days and days and days of fighting off certain feelings. So dealing with feelings and dealing with emotions is very important, and that's why we're having this conversation. We can only do step by step. We can only do one thing at a time, and a lot of us deal with anxiety, anxiousness. I'm telling you all the bad things right now. I'm just giving you awareness of what is an anxiety attack. Don't put it in the back burner. Listen, take it from me. You'll have mini ones. I thought that was it when I used to have anxiety attacks. I was like, oh, you know, you you lock up, your body tightens up. Yes, you go through all these things, but then someone helps you through it. Or for us, it happened a lot at night and first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, we didn't realize that we were really actually helping ourselves. But once we got the puppies is when we realized. Because before that, it was easy to make excuses. It was easy to make excuses to stay in the anxiousness mode. So we'd go into panic attack. We would have the anxiety attack, and we would just kind of breathe and try to work it through that way. Like, just take deep breaths, just calm down, take deep breaths, just calm down. We would try to get out of it that way, right? But once we got the puppies, I'm like, hello, puppies you don't get to take a break. If they say they want to go to the washroom right now, you have to take them. And so I wasn't allowed to stay in the state in that place. I didn't realize I was helping myself once I got the puppies, because they were telling me while I was having an anxiety attack, or I was triggered and going into an anxiety attack, they would need to go to the washroom. And so I would be like, okay, I'll take them to the washroom and then I'll come back, try to figure out what's happening with me, right? I'll try to figure out what's happening with me, but I didn't realize just by breaking that, tricking the mind, I didn't realize that I was tricking my mind. Because if you think about it, right? When you're in a state of panic, it's because you're scared. It's because you're scared. You're scared of something. Fear. You're scared of something. And because you're scared of something, you go into anxiousness. And anxiousness builds up and goes into an anxiety attack. You're scared. What happens when you're scared? It's kind of like, I think, you know what? I think the yogi touched on the subject today, which is a friend of mine. I believe they touched on the subject today. But what happens when you take away the fear? What happens when you take that away and the fear is not there anymore? There's nothing. There's peacefulness. And if your mind is tricking you to be scared, then there's actually really nothing to be scared of, because everything else we can get through it. Everything else we can get through. Right? I think the story he told was when you're a child and you got scared because you thought the boogeyman was in your room. You know, when you woke up at night, this is how we learn. You're taught how to handle situations and deal with emotions, and a lot of us were not taught. Right? You wake up in the night and you're scared. And we were lucky enough to say you had a parent that came in the room and said, listen, honey, there's nothing in the closet. I looked everywhere. I searched. There's nothing. Do you see? They turned the light on and they looked under the bed and then the back of here and there. And they told you there was nothing to be scared of. And you were like, oh, okay. That's true. There's nothing. It was just a shadow that scared me. And once you took away that You weren't scared anymore. You were okay. You can go back to sleep. Right? So, we're understanding what anxiety is, right? Anxiety is when you're scared. You're scared of something. And because you're scared, your body goes into shock. But your mind doesn't know how to explain that to your body, like how to fix itself. Because your mind plays tricks on you. Your mind will keep you there. So this is what you need to do. If you are waking up 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, if you're supposed to be waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning, but you're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, if you're supposed, 3-4 hours before your scheduled time, only you know your schedule, right? If that's what's happening and you're getting anxiety like that, this is what you do. You find a happy place. You find a happy place. What is your happy place? What is your happy place? Do you have children? Do you have pets? Do you have a favorite thing you like to do? You need to get yourself up from wherever you are, and a lot of times we're in a bed, or let's say you're in a crowded room with tons and tons of people, and you're overwhelmed because there's so much people. What do? You get yourself out of that situation. Just walk away. Go somewhere else. You don't need to explain it to anybody. If you're in the bed and you're having anxiousness and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you get up and you go start your day. Yeah, that's what you do. You get up because you're going to be up anyways. You're going to be up anyways, right? Except instead of staying in that place of anxiousness, we're going to trick the mind. It's called reverse psychology. We're going to trick the mind, and we're going to get up and we're going to start our day. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to stay in that place of anxiousness because it's just your mind. Your body went into shock because you are overstressing over something. You need to understand what anxiousness is. This is what anxiousness is. I'm not making it up. I'm not making it up. I promise you I'm not making it up. Anxiousness is when you're scared of something. You're scared of something and you're not managing your emotions. And because you're not managing your emotions, that's something we're going to talk about on another night. We're going to talk about managing your emotions, learning how to manage your emotions. I'm going to teach you how to manage your emotions. Very easy. It's very easy to do. But we're going to teach you how to manage your emotions. Yes, these are called self-help tools. What I'm talking to you about today, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I can only tell you about what I've experienced and what has helped me. And I know it might not be able to help everyone, but it might be able to help one person. And that's enough for me. One person is enough for me because living with anxiety is not a fun thing. But the moment you start to learn how to manage and how to help yourself, it's like winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, banana. Okay? Winner, winner, vegan chicken dinner. It's amazing. And listen, that's how you fight anxiety. You gotta trick your mind. So if your mind is telling you that, you know what, I feel like this, all I want to do is stay in the bed, You get yourself out of the bed. You get up right then. You don't even have to do nothing. Just get up and fold the sheets up or something. Or get up and go wash your face with some cold water. You're tricking the mind. That's all you're doing. You're tricking the mind. If you get into a full-blown anxiety attack, this might not help. This might not help. But if you can learn to understand what anxiety is, eventually you're going to get to a place where you're going to see something that's called triggers, and we're going to talk about that another day as well. Triggers. What triggers an anxiety attack? Yeah, because it just doesn't come. It's triggered. It's triggered. And if you know how to read your triggers, you'll be able to tell days ahead of time. Days, I promise you. You can tell days ahead of time if you're going to go into have an anxiety attack up and coming, because your body gives you warnings. Your body gives you lots and lots of warnings, tons of warnings. It comes in the form of physical warnings. You might start to get sick. You might start to get tired. You might start to get very tired and lazy. Because the mind is starting to shut down. You're triggered by something. Something happened, and you knew something happened, and it triggers you. This is all of us. This is what anxiety is. That's what it is. Anxiety is something that's been festering in you for a while and hasn't had an outlet. And so by it festering in you, you allow it a place where it comes and it tries to hurt you, right? Your body locks up, your body shuts down, your body's like, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Please make it stop. It panics. Your body goes into panic mode. And it's like, please make it stop. And your mind doesn't know how to make it stop because your mind doesn't understand what's going on. It's a simple thing. You just need to trick the mind. You just got to reverse it. And it's simply standing up. Just changing your position. If you're sitting, get up. Walk to somewhere. Walk and open the front door. If you're sitting. If you're in bed, which most of us are when we're having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, because we wake up from our sleep, or if we're in, if we go out, a panic or an anxiety attack doesn't normally happen in front of people. You would have already taken yourself to a place, but knowing that you have to go back and face that, you'll probably have an anxiety attack somewhere alone by yourself. We do this to ourselves. We do this to ourselves, and our body reacts back to it. Do you guys believe me? This is what anxiety is, guys. And if we learn these things, and if we understand why these things happen, not only would we be able to help ourselves, but maybe one day we'd be able to help one other person to understand what's happening to them. My artwork is coming together because I'm feeling really inspired. I'm feeling really inspired. And not only do I feel like I've given some information, but I feel like I've gotten some information as well, because I heard myself as well. I heard myself as well. And so I learned something new as well. But guess who taught me all of this? My pup-ups. They're support dogs. That's what they are. They're support dogs. And I normally used to have anxiety attacks first thing. Like I would wake up about 4 hours always, and I would deal with these anxiety attacks. And basically at those times, there's who do you call? Who do you call when that's happening to you? Who do you wake up? Because maybe somebody has to go to work first thing in the morning. You know what I mean? You're not going to go wake someone up. You're not going to go call someone at that time when you're basically by yourself when that's happening. And even if you could call someone, you wouldn't, because you're in a state of panic. You can't. You don't want to. You won't. So how do we help ourselves? We trick the mind. You trick your mind, which means you take yourself out of that situation and put yourself in a completely different situation, if that makes any sense. You take yourself out of that situation and you put yourself in a completely different situation. That's tricking the mind. And if we can trick the mind, we're going to be able to help ourselves. But listen, if we can learn about our triggers, that's even better. If you guys want to learn about what triggers are, I'll be doing another video talking all about that. What are triggers? Because your body alerts you way before you have a panic or an anxiety attack. Your body has been alerted long before. The mind denies it. Your mind denies it, but the body. That's why anxiety attack is when your body is so scared because you haven't been able to handle it. There isn't a solution. There hasn't been a solution, so your body goes into fear mode. It's the scariest thing ever. If anybody has ever experienced an anxiety attack, it's the scariest thing ever. We didn't realize that there's different stages of anxiety attack. We thought it was just one stage, you know? You just have an anxiety attack and that's it. But guess what? That's not it. Sometimes an anxiety attack the after effects, if you went into a full-blown anxiety attack and there isn't anyone there to help you, you have to do that one by yourself. It's the scariest thing ever. And guess what? It's like how do I explain it? It's like an earthquake. It's like an earthquake happening. And normally after an earthquake, there's something called an aftershock. Yeah, it's called an aftershock. Normally after an earthquake, there's something called an aftershock. Guess what? Our body goes into an aftershock. After you've had a full-blown panic attack or anxiety attack by yourself. There's no one there to support you through it. Because now you've put the fear into yourself. It happened and you were by yourself. And it's a very, very traumatic experience to go through. Right? So, do not Be hard on yourself. And listen, sometimes you got to take a break. Take a break away from things to heal yourself, heal your mind. That's what you got to do. That's called self-love. You got to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you cannot give love to others. You can't. And a lot of times, a lot of people who do have anxiety are very kind people. Yeah? Very giving people. They're so giving of themselves, they forget about themselves, and it's like, this is thing. You put so much into others and you forget to put into yourself, and then your body shuts down, right? But do you give up and stop? No, you keep going. You keep going. They're very kind people, very giving people, and and listen, anybody could, but this kind of a personality is prone to this. And if you deal with any kind of mental health on top of all of that, it's not a good situation. So if you know anybody that suffers with anxiety, I'm not gonna, it's like a suffering. It's not a fun thing. It's not a fun thing. And it's a suffering. Sometimes I say living with, but I feel like it's something that can be, if you can learn what your triggers are, and if you can learn to read your triggers, I believe it's something that we can control. We can control it. I know we can. We can control it if we know what our triggers are, and we can tell when our triggers are gonna come up or when they're coming, because your body tells you. At first you're not gonna be like a pro at it. You're not gonna be like, oh my God, I'm a pro, I know my triggers. But every time a situation happens, you're gonna learn something new about your body. Every time, I promise you, you're gonna learn something new once you open yourself up to learning about what exactly is happening to you right now. Like, what's happening to me right now? Why am I experiencing this? Right? What's happening? Why? And listen, we all have our own story. Everybody's story is different. Nobody's story is better than the other guy's. Don't compare. Oh, he did this and he did, but I only did this. Why am I like, listen, this is a neurological. It's neurological. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person or anything. Has absolutely nothing to do with you as a person or anything. It has to do with, this is neurological and you have no control over it, okay? That's what it has to do with. We ended up with this, guys. So, if we do a recap, today we were talking about anxiety attack and how we can help ourselves if we're having, I'm talking about a minor anxiety attack, okay? I'm not talking about a full-blown anxiety attack here. I'm talking about when you wake up first thing in the morning, before you go into that full-blown panic attack, before you go into that full-blown anxiety attack. When you wake up and you're like, whoa, and your brain starts to race, get out of the bed. Just get up. You're fooling your body. Remember, an anxiety attack is when your body is in a state of panic, like your body is scared. So what do you do when you're scared? You run away. You run away. Right now, this is not a safe place for me because I'm having a panic attack. Let me get out of here. Let me go sit on the toilet. Let me go in the bathroom and we'll just throw some water on my face. You're changing your mind train of thought. You're you're in a state of now wanting to help yourself. You're tricking your mind to now figure out a solution, because when you're having an anxiety attack, your body goes into a state of panic, and your body goes into a state of panic, and your mind doesn't know how to explain to your body how to come up with a solution. So I'm telling you, you have to literally get yourself out of that situation. Get up out of where you are. If you're sitting, stand up. If you're lying down, sit up. At least sit up. And then put your foot off the bed. One step at a time. Take a drink of water. Do something you wouldn't do, because you're in that state of panic. You don't want to do anything. But do something. And that's what's going to help you. It's tricking the mind. If you want to help yourself before you have it, I'm not just making this stuff up, guys. I read a lot of stuff and listen. This helps me a lot. And I've had gazillions until I finally learned what is an anxiety attack. What is it? What is happening? Like, I used to tell people all the time, I get anxiety attacks all the time. Oh my God. And I never did anything about it. I get anxiety attacks all the time. It's like the worst. I did nothing about it. But then I had a full-blown one. And it was the scariest thing. It was so traumatic. I thought I was going to die that night. I didn't know. I thought I was having a heart attack. My heart was literally pounding out of my body. I was hot and cold. And I couldn't move. But if I knew all I had to do was just get up and it would have helped me, I would have done that. But I chose to stay in that position, fetal position, like cement. My body was like cement. I was so scared. But if I only knew right then, all I had to do was get up and do something, it would have helped me. It would have. It would have helped me, because I've done it after that, and it did help me. But because after that happened, I didn't like that feeling. And so I started to do a lot of research. And through my research, this is the information I'm giving to you guys. A lot of this stuff that I talk to you about when it comes to mental health, when it comes to things like this, I would not joke around about it, guys. This is not something I would joke around about. This is someone's mental health. But I do believe what I'm saying can help someone. It's simply just learning what an anxiety attack is and why is it happening to me. Asking those questions, opening conversation, right? I've explained what an anxiety attack is. It's your body tightening up. If you don't know what it is, but you've been experiencing this, it's when your body tightens up and you get into, like, your neck goes hot and you turn all red and you can't breathe and it feels like your heart's beating 1,000,000 miles per hour. That's what an anxiety attack is. I hope I was able to help at least one person with this message. Again, a way to help yourself. If you're having an anxiety attack, or if you have triggers of an anxiety attack, it's basically just tricking the mind. I'm saying about if you're starting to have a minor anxiety attack, or you're starting to have an anxiety attack, listen, tell yourself you need to do something else. You need to find a support system, call someone and talk it through with them, because understanding what's happening to you helps a lot. Or get yourself out of where you are right then and just change what you're doing. Trick the mind. Our friend ATC told us today that they go fishing. to make them feel better and to mentally stay in a safe place. We do this, we draw. We draw. Our friend Little Bits in Arizona, they draw as well. Ashley Radcliffe, they draw, right? A lot of people use artwork, and at first I started off with some blank flowers. They weren't like the best flowers ever, but I ended with some colors because hopefully I was able to help at least one person with this message. If you guys haven't smashed the subscribe button, please smash the subscribe button. And now I think would be a great time to do a super thanks. Super thanks. So we can gift one of the puppies one of these special toys. I'm still going to have to go grab some more, but we need to get these ones in there first. So I can go grab some more different toys. I need to get these ones in there. So a super thanks over, I think, over the teal. It would be the second one. Or you can do 2 super thanks will equal a toy, because each one of these toys are like $6. So 2 super thanks, would equal 1 toy. We would love if you guys would do a super thanks and support our channel, as we cannot do lives right now. I hope you guys appreciate this content. We're going to be doing a series on mental health. I think this is great. I love it. I love it. We're going to be doing a series on mental health. Tonight we were talking about anxiety attack because it was a topic today in my life. And it's a topic that I've always wanted to talk about. So I got really inspired, and I did not know that was what was going to be happening tonight. I thought I was going to be doing some drawing and reading a story. So Amelia Bedelia, she was out. I thought I was going to be doing reading a story or something like that, but this is where tonight took us. My baby Havana is always in the air. She's always with me, guiding me. My baby's mommy. She's always with us, guiding us, and I have nothing but hope that everything's going to be okay. I'm still scared, but I have hope that everything's going to be okay, and I love you guys. Good night to each and every one of you. I hope our information tonight was helpful. Please, we would love if you guys would do a super thanks and support our channel. See, mental health. We talk about mental health all the time, even though we are a puppy channel. But we do focus a lot on mental health because we care a lot about our friends. Good night to the amazing, energetic Joshua. Good night to Just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. We hope you feel better. Good night to Daredevil Jones. Good night to Selma Kind Girl. We love you, Selma Kind Girl. Good night to Space Rod. And good night to Marie. Good night to Sungohan. Good night to Rhode Island Rogers. Yeah, I'm reading some of them off of these papers, guys. I'm not amazing. It's like I can't even see. Good night to John the Goat. Good night to Casper Nelson. Good night to our friend, Little Bits in Arizona. Thank you for the super thanks today. We appreciate you. Thank you, Just a Yogi, for the super thanks. We appreciate you too. Happy birthday. I told them we were going to sing them a birthday song. Let's see if they watch our video, because I did it all the way to the end. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. ATC, All Things Country. Happy birthday to you. We hope you have the most specialist birthday ever, and we hope you get all your birthday wishes. Oh, there's my cookies, guys. Whoops. Good night, and we love you guys. Good morning. If it's morning for you, good morning. Good night. If it's good night for you, assalamu alaikum. Aloha. Hola. Buenos dias. What other language do I know? Ciao, bella. That was Italiano. Je suis parler français. Je suis Canadienne, je m'appelle Laboratory Pups 4. Please smash the like button. Please smash the subscribe button if you love our content tonight. Please support us by getting a super thanks. Until next time, we love you. You're my Pookie Nookie. You're my Pookie Nookie. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You make me happy how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You make me happy, so very happy. And when you shine so bright. I love you, sunshine. I love you, sunshine. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Up above the sky so high, like a diamond in the sky. Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the water and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Puff out your chest and take a deep breath. You're gonna be okay. Is it loud in your mind? Take your time. You're gonna be okay. Bye guys. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, and comment. Please share if you found this informative. Love you guys. Bye.